Thanks so much for your time. I am Pius Kojobaka, looking at our stories. The Bank of Ghana has justified its decision to terminate the appointment of some persons recruited after December 7, 2024. George Yafi tells us more.
So close to the bank have told Joy Business that the action was taken after all persons recruited were taken through a rigorous evaluation process undertaken by the Human Resource Department of the Bank of Ghana. Sources say out of more than 200 persons recruited after December 7, 2024, just about 97 were affected by this exercise. According to the letter given to the affected persons seen by Joy Business dated June 19, 2025 shows that each person will be getting 1 month's salary after the termination date of their appointment. They are also being asked to submit all properties in their possession to the Human Resource Department of the Bank of Ghana. One senior official with the Bank of Ghana, for instance, has told Joy Business that this should be seen as a routine exercise aimed at maintaining a high-performance work environment. Therefore, it should not be seen as targeting anyone at the Bank of Ghana. But one of the persons affected by this exercise in an interview with Joy Business has raised concerns about the whole exercise, the timing, and how it was done.
All right, let's bring in an HR specialist who is also a labor consultant, Senor Ajabeng. Senor, thank you so much for making time to speak to me here on Business Live. And I want to know your thoughts on the justifications given by the Bank of Ghana for terminating the appointment of these persons. Do you think the regulator acted within the labor law? Unmute for me, Senor.
Yes. Yeah, good evening. So I think that we need to place this in context, that the recruitment and selection process actually terminates at the end of the probation period. So it is after probation that an employer would decide who they confirm as employees, thereby making them, full employees under the contract of employment. So during probation, people are assessed, and then after the probation process, a rigorous assessment process is there to ensure that these people are fit for employment. Their backgrounds would have been checked. Everything would have been sorted out to be sure that one, they are the persons that they say they are, and they can perform the duties and responsibilities as per their contracts of employment, and then they are confirmed. Sometimes people generally think that once you are recruited and given an appointment letter, that is the end. The true selection process ends after the probation. So my thoughts clearly here is that if an employer goes through their procedures and policies, recruitment and selection policies, to confirm employment of those they deem fit, I do not think that they can be faulted for that.
All right. So looking at how sensitive the Bank of Ghana is, do you also hold the view that in such situation, we shouldn't, politicize the issue really, and especially when the Bank of Ghana acted within the labor laws?
Yes, it's quite unfortunate that, in the country, we always look at decisions, all decisions, even if it's by independent private organizations, or even if it's in the public sector, we look at decisions management make through the lens of politics. And that, becomes a problem, because then where do we sway? Do we just play politics with everything, or we do things the right way? In this case, I think that as a practitioner, I would say that the policies of an organization should hold sway at all times. And the politics should be in the background and perhaps not even there at all. But of course, you cannot say that you leave politics out of everything generally. But the policies of an organization must hold sway, and the laws must always be followed, irrespective of whatever political terrain we are in.
Senor, do you think there is a window of opportunity for the aggrieved parties or individuals who may be affected as a result of this challenge? Consider the reasons given by the Bank of Ghana. Is there any opportunity for them?
Well, you see, the probation process in human resource management is it's a trial period where the employer and the employee assess themselves. They actually gauge themselves to decide. It is a consummation period of the employment contract where they decide whether they want to actually consolidate and confirm the employment contract or not. And that is why during probation, an employee can walk away under the exit processes, or an employer can say that, no, after assessing you, I don't think you are fit for me to employ, and therefore I can let you go. It's a trial process. It's a trial period. So it is difficult for anyone to be able to challenge an employer's decision to say, oh, I don't think that I can go on with the employment relationship with you. Indeed, during the probation period, because it is a trial period, the employer does not, subject to their own procedures for recruitment and selection, an employer can decide at any time during the trial period, the probation period, to say that I do not want to go on with the employment relationship, and they will be within their right so to do. And therefore, it's important that employees who sign new contracts during the probation process prove themselves. And if you are not able to prove yourself and the employer does not confirm your employment, then of course you cannot blame the employer, because it is a matter of getting the right people to fit the right jobs for which they have decided to employ. And that is the right of employer.
All right. Going forward, Sonia, what advice would you give to employers and, of course, employees alike before going out with such offers in order not to find themselves in situations like these?
I am sure that during the induction process, when employees are brought on board, maybe the first few weeks or the first month, they go through induction where they are taught, or the policies and procedures and values and structures of the organizations is taught to them, it's told to them. And it is at this point that an employee needs to understand what exactly the employer wants, to understand the role they are supposed to play. And for employers, it is important, really, really important, to check the background of the employee and to assess the competency of the employee properly, so that when you confirm the employee, then exit processes become subject matter of law properly. However, for an employee who takes the probation period for granted, I mean, I've gotten employment, I'm in, and so I can do anything I want, you can become a victim of non-confirmation of employment, and you find yourself out of a job, assuming you resign from a good job and you come to a better job, and then you do not perform and get confirmed. Then it disrupts your career plans and your career progression. So for both parties, we will say that they should utilize the probation period properly and ensure that they size themselves up well and take decisions in the interest of the organization. Otherwise, then we have bad employees going through and becoming, confirmed employees, or we have a situation where you don't get the right people. And let's always keep in mind that the recruitment and selection process terminates at the point of confirmation after the probation. Yeah.
Very well. Thank you so much, Senor Ajabeng, for your time. A labor consultant. I truly appreciate your time speaking to me here on Business Live. Let's now shift focus to some other stories. Some Ghanaian businesses operating in Israel have expressed concern about the potential rise in freight charges due to the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran. Now, with tensions between the two nations on the rise, shipping costs are expected to surge, posing significant challenges for businesses that rely heavily on import and exports. Now, speaking to Joy Business, President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, said some of its members are worried about the impact of these rising costs on the operations and profitability.
The only problem that is going to affect us is the freight charges and the prolonged delivery of our goods, because most of these shipping lines are going to reroute, because if care is not also taken, the Strait of Hormuz is also going to be closed, and most of the essential cargo come from this corridor also, and that's why we do not seek the escalation of this war, but rather pray to the leaders of the world, the UN and all that, United States, to fund ways to bring ceasefire and fund a dialogue or political solution to this problem.
Government has called on foreign partners to consider investing in the petrochemical manufacturing sector. Now, speaking at the Ghana-China Business Summit, Chief of Staff Julius Deborah said government is committed to making Ghana a manufacturing hub. More in this report.
The 5-day event aims to deepen economic relations between Ghana and China. The initiative, which forms part of government's Big Push agenda, will seek to explore opportunities in developing the country's infrastructure. Delivering the keynote address, Chief of Staff Julius Deborah called for investment in key sectors to promote socio-economic growth.
What the president has in mind is that we want to encourage as many Chinese manufacturers as possible to possibly consider having assembly plants or having new entities established in Ghana. That way, you're solving the distance problem all the way from China to the market. You get closer to the market, where you also be permitted to export to the entire West African zone. There are varied areas where investment opportunities will be encouraged, from petrochemicals to housing, automobile, EVs, tourism, and what have you.
President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Joseph Obeng, called on governments to ensure significant local content to understudy foreign partners in such initiatives.
That's why we will appeal to government to find a way that the Chinese manufacturers that are coming are partnered with the locals, even if it is about 40% by law and all that. It will enable us to be able to understudy them, because that's the way to go.
Meanwhile, Sami Amegaibo, Executive Secretary at GREDA, emphasized the need for partnerships to deepen innovation.
We can collaborate on technology, especially on fast construction technology, for example. And then maybe we also have huge deposits of earth, clay. And so we can also look at maybe bricks production. I have been to China before, and they have some sections where in their country where they have this clay deposit. They don't joke at all with brick production for most of their housing. So we can also collaborate on that.
The summit will assemble over 300 Chinese and Ghanaian businesses, as well as captains of industry and government agencies, to forge partnerships and promote growth.
Tell you what, the next Joy Business Economic Forum will be held on Wednesday, June 25, on the topic Ghana at Risk, the economic fallout of distant conflict, at 9 a.m. here on the Joy News channel. More in this report for you.
The in-studio program is in response to the geopolitical instability in the Middle East as a result of the conflicts between Iran and Israel. The program will assess the effects of the war on global crude prices and the impact on prices of petroleum products at the pumps in Ghana. In addition, the forum will explore how these developments will impact the energy sector, inflation, and economic growth, offering insights into mitigating risks and capitalizing on opportunities. The panel will include economist Professor Godfrey Bokpin, President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Eyim-Dake, and Senior Partner of AB and David Ofosu-Dorte. The program will be moderated by the head of Joy Business, Winston Amoa. The program will also be live on all Joy Business socials.
And indeed, you have every reason to join us here on the Joy News channel at 9 a.m. for the Joy Business Economic Forum. You're still watching Business Live. We have more for you after this break. Hello and welcome back to Business Live. The Vice-Chancellor of Central University, Professor Bill Uplampu, is urging members of the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management, Ghana, to actively contribute to the growth and development of businesses across all sectors of the economy. He made the call during the 2025 annual general meeting of the Institute. Here's more.
2025 annual general meeting of the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management, Professor Bill Uplampu issued a strong call to action for HR professionals. He emphasized the strategic role HR professionals must play in aligning people and performance with business goals.
Well, HR is a difficult area. We're dealing with people. We're dealing with the mindsets of people. We're dealing with the livelihoods of people. So it's a very difficult area. And it's not easy to just say they should do A, B, or C. However, I think it's very important that the practitioners of HR within this country must first of all have a clear mind about how human resource management can be directly used to support the strategy of the business. Because you see, at the end of the day, where we work, where we earn our livelihood, its intent is to be able to deliver goods and services to society. So HR must work towards enabling the organization to do that and do it well. Apart from that, it's also important that human resource managers across should build up the capacity of the systems of HR within their organizations. There's what I call the EME framework, that is the entry management and the exit framework.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management, Dr. Francis Eduku, echoed the call, stressing the need for deeper collaboration among stakeholders to drive meaningful and lasting change with the professional landscape.
Yeah, I think after a successful 2-day program, today we are ending with our AGM. So I think we have a lot in place. And if you listen to the guest speaker today, if you didn't come, you have missed a lot, because today we unpack 3 key themes: workforce integrity, resilience, and also building high-performing workforce. So I think going forward, we are going to put in a lot of structures, a lot of systems to make sure that we develop the capabilities of our HR professionals in this country.
The annual general meeting was under the theme, Building a Resilient, Trustworthy, and High-Performing Workforce.
The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair mini clinic has seen both vendors and patrons express excitement about the fair so far. Now, from a weapon discount to the integration of AI and technology into home appliances, the event has been marked by expert innovations and interactive displays. More in this report.
The clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair featured a blend of technology and expert-driven solutions tailored to modern housing needs, from AI-powered appliances to smart security systems and energy-efficient innovations. Exhibitors are showcasing the latest trends in home ownership. Vendors say they are pleased with the turnout and engagement and look forward to the main exhibition at the Accra International Conference Center.
It's been very busy, more hectic, the experience too is very great and I love it. This just being the mini clinic and it's fantastic. Imagine the bigger one. We can't wait to go with you guys wherever. We've been with you guys for 5 years and it's been impressive. The journey has been so smooth, so good.
This is not our first time being with Joy FM Habitat Fair, and we are looking forward to join more, because trust me, we are getting our potential clients from people who always come around. We are looking forward for the big event, and which we know we are going to fetch or get more clients.
People always look out for our stand, because when we go to the main fair, we always mold things differently. We want to show how versatile our windows can be. We want to show how we can play with the pipes. We want to show how good our TNG is. So together we always bring some things that are catchy to the eye, and we are planning towards that. We look forward to a good main fair, as always.
We are in the, say, AI age, and things are advancing a lot. So when we take, for instance, our smart home solutions, your home comes alive, because it's not just a home that you have to be controlling everything by yourself. You have to wake up, turn on a switch for light, turn on another switch for AC, TV. You can schedule your home for you to do all of this by yourself. Whether you are in the home or you are away, you can control all of this. We also do solar installations as well, so which can be integrated into the smart home solution. So even how your appliances use the power that is generated for you, all of this one can be controlled at the comfort from your phone, a tablet, or even with a voice command.
I don't think you would have to wait that you want to build before you come through. I think there's a lot to learn here. If you want to understand the technicalities of building, you have to come to the Habitat Fair, because there are lots of solutions to give, especially at DPS Pipe. We offer piping solution. I quite remember yesterday we approached one lady and she didn't know how to go about her building projects. But after interaction, she was so happy. She picked our contact and decided to call anything.
We are giving a whopping 20% discount on all our products. So all the products I mentioned, we are giving you 20% discount. That's our way of giving back to society. You know, there's city appreciation, so we have to also reduce our prices for our customers. So I'm expecting a lot of people to pass through this weekend. I mean, today, tomorrow, and then the main fair as well at the conference center.
Patrons also expressed satisfaction with the variety on display, describing the fair as more than a marketplace, a helpful guide in building their dream homes.
I wanted to find out about the hidden cameras for nanny in my apartment, and also look at the bathroom accessories to see how the new models that are in town that can help us in the home. So basically that's why I came to check.
So far, has expectations been met?
Oh yes, based on the discussion I had with the hidden camera team, I think I'll get something for my home so that I can use it to monitor when I'm at work.
We live in our father's houses and we see the taps, the sinks and all that, but we came here and we are seeing a whole brand new taps and sinks and toilet seats, and it's amazing.
I'm a surveyor, so I was curious about the land size and the prices, and it looks like the dollar is a big deal because these are really very good plans. I think I'm just moving around, but I think it's engaging. People should come and have a look.
The main event promises even more opportunities to connect patrons with the right housing solutions.
And we have more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Pius Kojopaka, always a delight serving you. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.